Aren't you about tired of listening to sports shows with all the woke bullshit? So are we. This is Patriot Sports Radio.
Patriot Sports Radio.
Fed up with the national talking heads and biases of mainstream sports media. If it's sports, from the high school level to the pros, we're talking about it. Like the red-blooded Americans we are.
God bless America.
God bless America.
God bless America.
Let's do this. And now, here's Eric, Angela, John, Chris, and the coach.
The best part is that we're muted. Or at least I just unmuted myself.
Yeah.
Hello, boys.
Yeah.
Oh, Jonah's here on time. I love that.
Yeah.
Hey, dude. How's it going?
Well, if you're new, then welcome. If you're new, or if you're not, then come on in and you can tell I'm not the one who usually does this, but we're here at Patriot Sports Radio and things are off the rails, but we'll get it back on soon. We've lost connection with NASA headquarters. I'm sure they'll be returning shortly.
We're going around the dark side.
I was wondering where the hell Eric and them were. I'm not looking at my phone right now, so I'm like, I just glanced down and I'm like, oh shoot, they're gone. Okay.
Right.
According to them, the internet is ducked up, so we'll have them joining soon. But today we are talking NFC North, and pretty much everybody on the regular scheduled programming is an NFC North fan. So we thought we'd bring in Will to give a little unbiased information and maybe some opinions as well. So
yeah.
I'll turn it to Will first. What intrigues you about the NFC North this year?
Well, we actually just finished covering the NFC North over on my channel. Guy from sportsfix.locals.com, Cricket, joins me every morning for my sports show, and we've been covering one team a day, just going division by division, kind of breaking down, what happened last season, what they do in the draft and free agency this year, and then previewing their upcoming season and betting odds. What does Vegas think that they're going to do? And man, I am surprised at this division because, it just feels weird seeing the Lions being the favorite to win the division and them sitting at over under 9.5 wins. Like, it feels weird to think that the Lions are going to get 10 wins. They're a 10-win team. After diving into it more, I get it. They've got one of the best offensive lines in the NFL, but it's still the Lions. And the whole scandal with the gambling stuff this offseason, minus their, first round pick last year, the wide receiver, minus him getting 6 games, there wasn't really many major players that got hit, but it's still, a distraction in the offseason that I don't feel comfortable wanting to put my money on that team. So this division is strange.
It is. It's had a lot of change, mainly with Aaron Rodgers departing. The Bears have changed a lot. Yeah. It's do or die definitely for the Bears. I think it's do or die in a different way for the Vikings, and Angela can attest to that. But they got to do something if they're going to do something.
Absolutely.
And same thing with the Lions, and I think across the board it's going to be a little bit of a dogfight.
Yeah, I think so too, because the Lions the Vikings. Now, I'm not one. I'm usually the one that wants to look at a team that had a really good season the season before and kind of want to fade them. And the Vikings had a really good season on paper last year. Didn't do anything in the playoffs with it, but I think they're primed to come right back to what they were doing. This is my favorite bet of this division. Out of all the prop bets and stuff, take the Vikings at plus 300 to win the division, because guess what? It's going to come down. It's down to scheduling. The Vikings and the Lions play each other week 16 and week 18. So it's going to come down to the end of the season, and you're going to have at least an opportunity going into that first game, week 16, that they're playing each other, which those next 3 weeks are going to probably determine the division. You're going to have at least an opportunity to hedge out of that bet and probably guarantee a profit at that point. And you might even have the Vikings already in first place, and the Lions just looking like a dumpster fire. So I think just betting value wise, that's probably the smartest bet you can make in that division. Because I don't think the Packers are too much of a mystery. They weren't good last year, even with Rodgers on there. Who knows what Love is going to do? But they got young pieces that are still working, trying to figure things out. And then the Bears. I don't know, man. It's the Bears, and we'll see.
They'll win more than 3, but
whoa! A mystery.
Bears are going to show up.
The Bears have a very easy schedule.
They do.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys paid attention to the fucking Packers since the 1900s? It doesn't matter. Jordan Love is Hall of Fame. He's going all the way MVP this year. We all know how this looks. We've already watched. We've read that this is the 3rd edition.
Yeah, everything happens in 3s, right? Hall of Fame quarterbacks, celebrity deaths.
Yeah. Well, here's the way I look at
it.
You've bet on heads and you flip the coin twice and you've gotten heads. So statistically speaking, you flip this coin again, it's going to be tails in my mind.
We owe the universe quite a bit, I believe.
We don't owe the universe shit.
Yeah. The karmic tab is coming.
We had
but
to
it's
fucking
not
put
due
up
yet.
with Aaron Rodgers. Now we're going to have Brett Favre with Peyton Manning's attitude, graciousness for the next 30 years. He's going to play 30 because, athletic training is getting really good. Anyway, so I'm guessing 15-2.
Sounds about right.
As the NFC North plays the AFC West, I guess 2 of those losses are coming to the from the Chiefs and somebody else, and apparently
we probably lose to Detroit twice.
That probably has a lot to do with.
Yeah,
that probably has a lot to do with how these division totals or these win totals are low. Well, let's talk about these Minnesota Vikings. We'll go in the order that they were that they finished last year. Will's going to join us and give us an outsider's perspective because we're all fans of respective NFC North teams. So we're a little jaded. Chris is telling us that Jordan Love is going to win the MVP award and go to the Hall of Fame. So
nice.
Hey, when coach isn't here, you get to
that's true. The Minnesota Vikings won the North last year with a 13-4 record, mostly thanks to their 8th-ranked scoring offense, because the 30th ranked scoring defense didn't win them any games. They played 12 one-score games and they won 11 of them. That's the kind of thing that maybe swings the other direction. Head coach Kevin O'Connell is back for his 2nd season, and he's got Wes Phillips as OC. Brian Flores, defensive coordinator. I would say that means they'll improve, but they let half a dozen starters walk because they need to pay the receiver soon, I think. Speaking of departures, Adam Thielen, Dalvin Cook, Zadarius Smith, Dalvin Tomlinson, Eric Kendricks, Cam Dantzler, Chandon Sullivan, Patrick Peterson, and Irv Smith all went to play for other teams. They did steal Dean Lowry from the Packers, though, and that's a great pickup for them at defensive tackle. And edge rusher Marcus Davenport also. He's just probably 3 years in the league, maybe 4. I think he came to the league in 2017, actually. Anyway, solid
that's 6
player.
years now.
Shane, that's Shane Porter. Remember Shane from last year? He's always come to
nice.
Wake and Rake. What up, brother?
Oh yeah, the Wake and Rake folks coming back. There's Jonah. Jonah's
awesome.
highly supportive too. Traded McLaurin, Madison, and McBride for Samuel Pollard Mingo. I think that's solid because he asked specifically for Mingo. So I think that's going to be a solid connection. And Pollard is allegedly going to be a top 5 running back this season.
Man, he's so little. What are they going to do in the goal line there?
I think the running back.
Well, let's not get all jacked up.
Well, Zeke, I guess, is going to come back for cheap and do goal line stuff.
We don't want to get too jacked up. All right, back to NFC North. Josh Fields.
Overall, though, Vikings are basically a shell of their former selves, which seems crazy to do this just as the division goes up for grabs, that you get rid of a lot of your good players. Their win total is 8.5. Their odds to win the Super Bowl, 345. I leaned on the key a little bit there. It's 35-1, not 345-1. It might as well be 345-1. Is Alexander Madison really going to be an every down, every game running back, or are they going to have to do sort of a committee? Is Jordan Addison going to just step right into the Adam Thielen role, catch 100 balls? I don't know.
Hard.
I can't really put my finger on this whole division.
Yeah, that's why I'm talking shit, Cole, because your dad's not here, or he'd be like, whoa,
Vikings are
let's
gonna
not
show
put
up.
the anointing oils on just
He's
yet.
the
My
big
bingo
anointing
card's
oils
full.
guy.
Yeah.
We'll add that
My
to the
bingo
bingo
card.
card.
Yeah, put it on the coach's bingo card.
I think that they're going to show up, and I think they're going to have a good year. I think that last year was a good foundation, and I think they lost guys, but I think they're going to be able to do pretty good. I don't know. I have them losing to the Lions for sure, though. I really think the Lions are going to be really, really good this year.
The more I looked into the Detroit Lions, the more, well, I like the individual players. I'm real excited about Jahmyr Gibbs now. I watched a lot of Jahmyr Gibbs highlights this morning. That's better than coffee. That kid is fast.
Hey, Will, you you like the Lions this year? Are you all in on these?
No, that's what I was saying while you guys were gone.
Oh, sorry.
So I've been recapping each morning on my morning show. We cover one team, and we've gone division by division, and we kind of just wrapped up this division. And it was just so weird seeing Detroit being the number one, the favorite to win the division. The over under of their season win total 9.5. I'm like, Detroit, a 10-win team. After diving into it, I get it. They made some moves. They've got a really good offensive line, but as I was telling everyone earlier, I don't like the distraction with all the gambling stuff. Granted, they didn't really lose anyone major off of it. Yeah, their wide receiver from last year, their first round pick, 6 games, but a lot of the guys aren't even on the team anymore. But that's just a distraction that I don't feel comfortable putting my money on. And it's the Lions. They haven't proved it yet. So I wasn't really too pumped up with their draft picks. Not that really matters in the first round. I understand why they took Gibbs. I think they took him too high. I think they could have traded up and got him in the later round. But I think they should have taken Robinson when they had the chance if they wanted a running back. But hey, if they like the guy and they think he's better than Bijan, then okay, that's on them. But the Lions, I'm not a buyer yet on the Lions. And my actual favorite bet of this division is Vikings plus 300 to win the division, because it's just a value bet to me because of the scheduling. The Vikings play the Lions week 16 and week 18. So the last 3 weeks of the season, that's what's going to determine the division. And you're going to have a plus 300 ticket in your pocket going into those last 3 weeks. There's bound to be a way for you to hedge out of that and guarantee a profit, I think.
Yeah, I would think. That's interesting. I've heard of a couple other divisional matchups. Like we won't get Derrick Henry against the Texans until 2 of the last 3 weeks this year. That's unfortunate.
And he might not even play the last one.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of these running backs are like making a stand for the cause. I don't know if Saquon's going to play. I don't know if Josh Jacobs is going to play. They're all banding together. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how the running back picket line goes.
You cannot fight City Hall on this.
You cannot fight City Hall. No, not when you do an amazing thing, but the problem is that there's always 20 guys behind you who can also do it 80% as good as you, and that's all the owners need, and that's all the GMs need. So I don't know what you do about that.
Eric, I have a question for you. What if?
Wait, hang on.
It's
just one second, Will. Hang 1 sec. Yeah. Hey, Shane. Yeah, we said that was a good trade. We like that trade. We talked about Madsen. Yeah, I like it. Anyways, go ahead, Will.
So, I mean, I've been thinking about this with the Cardinals, like this, but I think the same situation could apply with the Bears. What if they end up being bad again? Which I guess shouldn't be.
Well, the Cardinals aren't going to be bad.
I know, but let's just say, what if the Bears are in the situation where they're bad and they actually end up with the number 1 overall pick? Do you, in that situation, what are you doing? Are you going to take Caleb Williams and just move on from Justin Fields at that point after 2 seasons with it? Yeah, I think you have to, and that's why that's why I thought this year
he's 5-20.
If he takes you all the way down there,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's not even an emotional thing at that point. At that point, you're what, 8-34, whatever. Here's what I would say to that, Will. We've got an easy schedule. I don't see how that happens. Now we do. I think realistically we could win all of our home games against the division and lose all of our away games against the division. So there's 3 wins, and then we play Tampa Bay, we play Washington, we play the Raiders. Who knows what they're going to be? We play the Saints, the Panthers, the Browns, the Cardinals, and the Falcons. The Cardinals and Falcons at home. Cleveland could be a dumpster fire by the time we play them week 15.
I'm gonna be winning them. Yeah.
And then I think I did mention Carolina in there. I mean, our over/under 7.5. I think we realistically could be a 9-8 if we just catch fire. I think we could be 10-7 because we're not beating many AFC West teams, and we're not winning in Detroit. We're not winning in Minnesota, and we're not going to win in Green Bay. I just gut feel. Got to be honest.
How do you feel about your defense? Because the one thing that makes me question my Vikings bet is that defense. Like, they got rid of a bunch of players, and there's a lot of names that you're not used to seeing. Hopefully, they're guys that already step up and play and make their names. So that's the risk with the Vikings. How do you feel about the Bears defense?
Well, I keep saying I wish Eddie Jackson would learn how to tackle. I think he's an overrated back. Our defensive backs are not great. Let's be honest. We get torched. You watch a game and your takeaway on the defense is, God damn, they're getting roasted. Linebackers are pretty solid. And then, to be honest, from a defensive coach, I would expect better. Now he's still building. I don't feel great about our defense. We have solid linebackers, but if we look at our defensive line, the average PFF ranking of all of them is 61. So, I mean, does that inspire confidence that they're going to be wrecking shop and getting to the quarterback? No, which means that there's even more pressure or more chance for the defensive backs to fail if they're just running in coverage for 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds. I don't have a strong feeling that they're going to be great. If we're going to win games, I think we're going to have to outscore opponents with Justin Fields running the ball. And that's not necessarily a long-term recipe for success. What I want to see is Justin Fields have command of the offense from a passing perspective in addition to his running, because he can't be running for his life.
Yeah, I agree. That's what scares me is, like, if the defense isn't good, then
then what the hell are we doing as the Chicago Bears if the defense isn't good?
Yeah, and it's going to come down to Fields, and it's like you're just banking your season on Fields taking the next step, which I disagree. I thought they should have traded Fields for a high – like, I thought he was peak value right before the draft, and they should have taken one of these younger quarterbacks. But that's just my outsider looking at it, but they clearly like the guy. The fan base likes the guy, and they think he can take the next step, so we'll see.
Yeah, I think I have I always have a sober mind when it comes to the Bears because I'm not a homer whatsoever because I've seen them be so disappointing so often. And I think very well they could win 6 games and then be in this middling, well, let's make excuse after excuse for Justin Fields. Like, people love to say their line wasn't good, but their line's actually not bad at all. And we just loaded up with a monster on tackle. So I don't think there are any more reasons or there's any more room for excuses with Justin Fields. He's got to win 9 games. He's got to win 8, 9 games. And that's not even a high bar. That's saying, can you please be a middle of the road quarterback in the NFL with an easy season?
Yeah.
Or schedule rather.
We'll find
so I
out.
sound down on the Bears, but we've got to see vast improvements from a lot of cores, and we've got to see our franchise quarterback play like a franchise quarterback that we believe in. All of it's possible, but my gut feel is we're at 8-9, 9-8.
He says he's going to throw for 4,000 yards this year, so we'll see if he does that. I got to get some of those Justin Fields glasses.
No, you don't.
yeah, I do. I gotta
You're going to be like every Colorado bro who's running a 10K after work at the park. It's like, dude, you don't need that, Yeah, I see a 17-year-old girl just running and without any of all of those accoutrements that you have.
Accoutrement. Well, the Detroit Lions had some offensive accoutrement last year. I believe it was the 5th ranked passing offense. Not bad. the 11th rushing defense as far as yardage goes there. Second place in division. Fighting and scratching. Head coach Dan Campbell's back. He's not going anywhere. He's the heart and soul of that team.
He ain't fucking leaving. I'm telling you that. He got a head coaching gig. He is not fucking leaving.
Right.
He made himself
Wolf of Ford Field.
He made himself
that's another reason why
of the team.
I think it's another reason why people are high on that team because they started off like what was it, like 1-5 or something, but they finished the season 8-2, and we're looking real good. I think people are just expecting that momentum to carry through to this next season. I'm telling you, it's the NFL, man, is so hard. It's so hard to do it year in and year out.
They got consistency in the coaching ranks. You know, Ben Johnson back as the OC, Aaron Glenn as DC
coordinator mid-season though.
They brought Marvin Jones back, so that's good vibes. They added cornerbacks Emmanuel Mosley, Cam Sutton, and CJ Gardner-Johnson, plus David Montgomery. They also drafted Jahmyr Gibbs and tight end Sam Laporta, who's allegedly, some say, the best tight end out of that draft, and linebacker Jack Campbell. I mean, if you get a linebacker named Jack Campbell, your team is instantly 9 to 12% better. I feel like the defensive backfield is a lot better this year. DJ Chark, Jeff Okudah, Mike Hughes, Jamal Williams, DeAndre Swift all left, plus Quintez Cephas and all the dipshits who broke the gambling rules. Basically, they swapped out their entire defensive secondary and running back room, and I think both improved. We'll see what Gibbs does, but boy, he was making those frat boys miss like crazy. The win total is set at 9.5, highest in the division, and the Lions' odds to win the Super Bowl are 22-1. I think the fact that the Lions' win total is the highest in the division is the number one thing that scares me off it.
The Lions are the fourth favorite to win the NFC and go to the Super Bowl.
That's
the Lions.
This is where we need the X-Files theme song.
I could see the Saints doing it almost as much as the Lions.
Saints. Yeah, I think the saving grace for all of the NFC fans is that the NFC kind of sucks.
Yeah, it does.
Kind of.
It does. The NFC playoffs, I think, are going to be highly unpredictable this year.
Have you guys heard of the Green Bay Packers?
Yeah.
Yep.
This
Here we
is
go.
I only say that
We haven't gotten to them yet because they're third in the division.
That's right.
I saved this only for the Packers.
I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving.
They have a stranglehold on the division. That would really piss off all of the Bears and the Vikings fans.
Show goes on.
If Jordan Love were to lead us to like a 12-win season and win the division.
Why 12 wins? What did he get hurt in week 4?
By what stretch of the imagination do you think he's gonna rattle off 12 wins?
Oh my God.
I mean, you never know. I saw him make some decent throws on the run last year, and he's improved just a little bit every time he takes the field.
He's a professional football player.
He had the guys out there.
Ever won 12 games?
He had the guys at his house all summer running routes.
Come on, man.
Yeah, that and a quarter will get you a cup of coffee. That's great.
All you got to do is turn around and hand it to the two-headed monster back there.
All right, guys. Sorry I can't stay long tonight. I got to bow out. This was fun.
Yeah, well, it was good to talk to you. It's been too long.
I know. Hey, good news is football season's right around the corner. Should be able to.
Yeah, buddy.
We'll be talking a lot. We got our weekend show coming up. We got to get back in the Super Contest. Super Football Podcast,
Super Podcast, Saturday mornings. It is on, baby.
Yep.
It is on. All right, you guys have a good rest of your evening. We are.
You too. Thanks for stopping by.
Later.
Yeah.